Hey everybody, what is going on? My name is Raven and welcome back to my channel. Now today we're going to be talking about the Casey Anthony case. Now I know this has been talked about on all the other channels, things like that, but this is going to be me give the details of the case and everything, and then kind of reactions from the family members, things like that, and then my final thoughts. So, firstly, I want to say that on June 16th, 2008, Casey drives off with Kaylee. Now Casey tells her parents that she is going to be taking her daughter to go and work with her, where she apparently has a job in Florida, I believe. And less than a month later, July 15th, 2008, Casey returns home without Kaylee, and Cindy, Casey's mother, asks, "Where's Kaylee?" And so she says, "Well, I don't know." And now becomes a whole missing child case, which obviously kind of says something, the way that Casey's all like, "Oh, well, I don't know where she is right now. Zanny the nanny has her. I don't know where she is." But she's like being all cool about it. Like, she's not being upset about it. She's not angry that her child's missing, nothing like that. So Cindy calls 911 and, says, "Hey, my granddaughter's missing." And then says, "Casey, you need to get on the phone. The operator on the other end wants to talk to you about the daughter." And she's like, "So why didn't you report this?" And Casey was all, "Oh, well, I had other ways to try to find her." What the hell does that even mean? Your daughter is missing, you better call 911. If my child went missing, I would immediately get away from what I'm doing, call 911, and report my child missing. That's just what I would do, since I am a mother. Now, unfortunately, Casey leads investigators on wild goose chase, basically. So first, she, takes them to an apartment and says that a nanny named Zenaida Fernandez Gonzalez, who she calls Zanny the nanny, was the one watching her and allegedly ran off with her and said, "This was their apartment, I can't get in, no one's answering." And then she took them to Universal Studios, where she pretended to have a job there. And then all of a sudden she just laughed and, "Haha, oh yeah, I don't have a job here." So they arrest her, with child neglect and lying to investigators and interfering with an investigation. Now, she's got the bond hearing, and the bond is set to $500,000, which I think that's a pretty good amount, considering that, she kind of lied and just kind of took police everywhere. Now, it is said that there was an odor of a dead body in the trunk of her car. Now, a cadaver dog actually zeroed in on this odor. And it's also interesting that Cindy, Casey's mother, also happened to mention before at some point that the car smelled like it had a dead body in it. So I think that that's very strange. Extremely, extremely strange. I mean, this is just crazy. So now they're doing the talking. Investigators are talking to her and saying, "Where's your daughter?" She's like, "I don't know." And all these other things, saying Zenaida has her, "I don't know where she is, I can't contact her." And of course she also lied to investigators about, how she met the Zenaida. She said it was from a friend that worked with her at Universal Studios, and the guy actually said, "I don't know who she is." And now he said that during trial. October 24th, 2008. Forensic evidence reports from the examination of Casey's car are released. Now, it's said that there's a hair strand in the trunk that is very microscopically similar to those from Kaylee's hairbrush. And the trunk also showed characteristics of apparent decomposition. Also, the air sample taken from the trunk of the car is found to have chemical compounds consistent with human decomposition. So there's definitely a body in the back of that car. Suspicious, don't you guys agree? December 11th, 2008. The bones of a young girl are found in a bag in a wooded area less than a half a mile from her parents' house. A utility worker found the bag and reported it. It is later revealed that, the police searched that area before and the body was not there. So it had been moved from wherever they were before. The remains were confirmed to be those of Kaylee, her poor precious daughter, and it was ruled a homicide of undetermined means. Although the skull is found with duct tape around the nose, mouth, and jaw. Okay, so decomposition actually prevented investigators from pinpointing the exact cause of death. So obviously, this poor girl was murdered horribly. January 23rd, 2009, her father George is taken into custody after attempted suicide because he just is heartbroken over the loss of his granddaughter. So he tried to kill himself because he wanted to be with her. And he has said that before in interviews as well. Now, it is also should be known that the prosecutors in April wanted to pursue the death penalty for Casey. Now, I'm not saying anything other than the evidence I have found, and if you guys want, I can also link. I will link everything I'm reading in the description, also from interviews I have watched in the past as well. So the trial begins with Casey being a party girl, and she's been on a shopping spree, and drinking, with Kaylee not around. Now, it is said by the defense attorney that Kaylee drowned in the family swimming pool and that George sought to cover it up. And that the lead defense lawyer also alleged that George had molested Casey, therefore igniting her habit of lying to cover up pain. Now, hold on, okay? If there's no proof of this, again, there's not always proof. But don't you think that if she was being molested by her dad for so many years, she would have ran off and never gone back instead of continuing to live there, let her daughter be there? Isn't that a little suspicious to me? Now, the father is an old detective from, that area, and I just don't think he did it. I really don't think he had anything to do with this. I really don't. I mean, he's a detective. He may know how it works, but he also would know that, you can't just get away with murder. And apparently, chloroform, which is a chemical that people use to knock someone out, has been presented in the car trunk as well, which I found very interesting. So whatever body was in the trunk of that car before they became deceased, they were knocked out. And rumor has it that they were also drugged as well to keep them asleep, which is a horrible thing, especially if that was that poor Kaylee. Can you imagine? That is horrible. Now, it is also said that there was a computer at the home there, and there was, chloroform, searched 84 times, and they looked up head injuries, ruptured spleen, chest trauma, internal bleeding. Now, that someone on that home computer looked it up. Okay, now that is very suspicious. I don't know if it was Cindy. I don't know if it was George. It was probably Cindy because I would think George knows a little bit about chloroform and that. And Cindy has admitted to looking the chloroform up because of, I guess, chemicals she needed for a garden or something. But still, this is all very suspicious. Now, something else to also keep in mind, you guys, is that, when Cindy and George went to go visit Casey at jail, Cindy would always ask, what happened to Kaylee? You can tell me the truth. And Casey'd always go, well, I can't tell you the truth because, there's cameras. They're listening to everything I say. They'll take whatever I say out of context. That just shows you're willing to cover it up and not even tell her poor grandparents the truth. I mean, come on. This is totally ridiculous. If you know something, tell the truth. Now, this is what gets me. There's evidence that she led, investigators astray. She lied. I mean, there's proof she lied. Oh my God. People even said in the trial that she lied about knowing them, or lied that, the friend had kids. He said, I don't have kids. I don't even know her. So she lied multiple times. And then they found her not guilty of anything. And then, even better, is sentenced to time already served because she'd been in there for 3 years. And then she's released like a week or so later from that. So July 17th, 2011, she is released from jail. And she has also moved. I guess she has she has no communication with her father. He wants nothing to do with her. She will talk to her mom once in a while, but other than that, she's completely moved on. She has said in an interview, now Casey only did one interview and I actually watched it. She said she did not care what anyone thought of her. And she also said that she didn't care if people said that she's a murderer or a liar because she's free. And she's helping one of the investigators from her defense team defend other people. Okay, that's a bit suspicious, don't y'all think? So, what do y'all think? Do you think she did it? I think she did it. And I don't know if it was like necessarily her and or her boyfriend at the time that did it. She knows what happened. And she is keeping it to herself because she knows that she already got away with it, you know? So that is my thought. I don't think George has had anything to do with this at all. And I think Cindy is an instigator for her lying. So I think Cindy instigates Casey's attitude, and George wants nothing to do with it, which is why George had a defense lawyer turn against him like that. So that is my thought. Be sure to let me know what you think in the comment section down below. Be sure to hit the like button, and also please be sure to subscribe so I can keep making amazing content for you guys. Alright, I'll see y'all next time. Bye!